Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid-February 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Saggies. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Saggy gang in early to mid-February 2025? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Sagittarius. Saggy gang, what is happening? What's the vibe? What are the energies for my good friends, please? Let's get this card out. Here we go. Nice and quick. All right, so this does remind me of the Ten of Wands. So there could be certain things that we do want to look at. That's a bit of a heavy type of energy. Okay, so especially you want to watch out for health things in this time when this card's here, but it's a little burdened, right? Now that doesn't mean it's you. It could be someone you're connected to. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little more in depth about this card. So pictured here, we do see an individual with another person literally on their back. So yeah, this isn't a tarot deck, but the symbolism to me does feel like someone with a lot of weight on their shoulders. It reminds me a lot of the Ten of Wands. Now, the good thing, we'll always go positive first. When I see this card for a lot of Saggies, there might be something, a situation, a task, a person. There's a lot of determination here where it's like, oh, it's not easy, or oh, it might be a little heavy, but I'm going to see it through. There's a very strong, committed, determined type of energy leading us off here, which is really nice. But this card does have a lot of warnings, like with this heaviness, watch out for mental heaviness, emotional heaviness, even spiritual, where it's like, oh, I'm feeling stuck in a rut. So for some Saggies, watch out for cabin fever or getting frustrated, like, oh, something's not moving the way I like it. I do link this to health, right? So whether it's mental health, emotional health, or even physical, specifically when it comes to the physical vessel, there could be something you need to heal from or recharge the batteries when this card is here. And when we're talking about the actual body itself, I always say watch out for areas like the neck, back, and spine when this card shows up. Okay, so you might be holding tension there when this card leads us off, but we're going to put it down there. Hopefully it's the determined energy, right? I know Saggies are very determined people, but we'll leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And I always say the first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Saggy gang. What's happening, please? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was most definitely unique for a Sagittarius reading, total vibe switch. The reading was titled A Big Rejection. Now, that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. Didn't mean that a person was rejecting you or a job was rejecting you. It could have been a habit, could have been a behavior. It could have been something where it's like, I don't like that, so I'm not giving my energy there. It just felt very protective and walled up. So for some Saggies, there could be certain things. I mean, maybe you're being extra protective of yourself, your feelings, your emotions, or things around you, things you care about. But it did feel like someone building up a wall. So we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Saggies, please. What's happening? Thank you. Okay. Page of Swords. Keeping a very, very close eye on something, or the need to, whenever this card is here. Okay. And that makes sense with that guarded energy I was picking up last week. This Page of Swords is like, no, I got my eyes on something. Let's get a couple more. What do we got here for Saggy? Okay. Early to mid. All right, we do have the Knight of Cups. Now there's a lot of people starting to show up. Interesting. Let's get one more out here. We'll piece it all together. What do we got for my Saggy friends? Thank you. 6 of Cups. So there are a ton of people showing up in your spread this week. And not saying you're out there being the most social person there is, but I just feel like for a lot of Saggies, there could be a lot of different energies affecting you or moving through you when this type of energy shows up. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, You know, I'm always going to look at the elements first because that tells us how the energy is going to flow, how the energy is going to move. And it's all internal energy, similar to the Leo reading where there's a lot of internal intensity. So for Sagittian this time, that could very well be the case. We got double cups, which is water. That's the realm of emotion, love, romance, but also feelings, right? Like deep feelings and emotion, especially with these. We have a lot of people, right? We have the Page of Swords, we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Six of Cups, which represents partnership. So it's like people, people, people. So whether it's various situations that are taking your energy or affecting it, I don't want to say taking your energy, or this could even be people moving towards you. We're just going to have to see. And then, yeah, with the Page of Swords, that's air, that's mental, cerebral. So it's like we have the heart, we have the mind. There's a lot of stuff happening here, and it's making me feel a little frazzled. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it up. Position number one, we are starting with the Page of Swords. And I know I was speaking about him initially. This could be an air sign you're connected to. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Doesn't always have to be that, though. The Page of Swords could represent younger individuals. And I always say when it comes to pages, they're all communicators. They're also students. But there's a different flavor with this Page of Swords. It can be very defensive. It can be very skeptical. So just like that energy I saw last week, whether there's a situation you're keeping an eye on or just something where it's like, I'm unsure. There's a certain vibe with this that feels very unsure about something. Okay, you might have your guard up, someone else might have their guard up. But this is the watcher of the tarot deck. So this tells me either one, you might be under someone's magnifying glass, you might be keeping tabs on somebody or something, or easiest interpretation, there could be a situation that you need to keep an eye on, where it's like, don't ignore this. You need to keep an eye on this, or you need to follow through with something. That kind of makes sense with that first oracle card we got. Like, keep an eye on it, follow through when necessary. Now, moving to the center, the vibe definitely does switch, and it does feel like it's a bit more positive leaning because we do have the Knight of Cups chilling right there in the center. So big water sign energy. You might be connected to a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But if this isn't a person, I always say Knights are also communicators, but they're also representing action. They're making moves. And when we see the Knight of Cups, it's silky, smooth, easy flowing, easy going type of energy. So this initially seems really nice. Now, again, it could represent emotional offers, love offers, communication in general. But when I see this, I think of someone that's very good with their words, someone that could talk the bark off a tree when we have this type of energy. And it can be really nice. It's very creative and artistic as well. So totally different vibe switch from what we have here in the front. This can be a very good thing for a lot of you. But what's the challenge of the Knight of Cups? It could represent somebody that's suppressing emotion or uses emotions as ammunition. So just watch out for stuff like that in this time. I'm not saying that's definitely the case, but we want to watch out, especially since I see so much energy in the mix, so many possible different individuals. Now, for a portion of you, yeah, you might be a little more popular than you normally are. Either that or you're just heightened sensitivity to energy. It's like you're feeling all the things. Now, onto the back end, we do have the Six of Cups. This is beautiful. This is one of my favorite cards. And you see the two young children, they're sharing the cup with each other. This is a card of soul ties, soul connections, very important people to us, strong bonds. For some Saggies out there, you might be taking trips down memory lane. You might be doing a lot of self-reflection or reflecting back on past memories, stuff like that, because this is a huge card of history. So whether it's representing somebody that you have a history with, or it's just you being in that space of recollection or thinking, I feel like this can be really good. It can be a very important individual as well. But when it comes to the challenge, all those nice fluffy things I was just speaking about could flip in the opposite, where it's like a rough history, trauma, like things that haven't been fully worked through yet, shadow work. This card could be it, but it is also very karmic. So there's a lot of emotionally charged energy here, and I feel like there's a lot happening. I really do. So we're going to put that right there for now. I want to dive deeper on all of it, Saggy. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Page of Swords. And yes, for your reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Page of Swords time. Yeah, and just so many different energies showing up here for you this week. It's very peculiar. So whether this energy is coming towards you, there's a lot of communication as well. Well, let's see what the clarifiers say. There's that Page of Swords here. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, can't help it. All right, so we do have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and this could be someone that I don't know why I'm getting this energy of somebody acting in certain ways that they can't really help it or control it. So watch out for, I don't want to say base instincts in this time, but this could most definitely be someone that just moves with their passions, if that makes sense, where it's not logical, it's not thought out, it's very, very random. Okay, now another portion of you, when I see the Eight of Pentacles in reverse underneath the Page of Swords, it's like, okay, well, if you don't want to give energy to this, why are you still looking at it? Or again, there could be someone that has eyes on. I just want to say that with the Page of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, it's like, oh, I'm watching from afar. I'm not up in your face. I'm not putting any energy into something, but I'm keeping tabs on it. So again, this energy seems to be splitting in a lot of different ways. Okay, so take it however it hits, whether it's you paying attention to someone or someone paying attention to you, that can most definitely be it. But it's like observing from a distance. They don't have the Eight of Pentacles in the upright. They're not putting any effort in. It's like I'm keeping tabs on it. Now, for some of you, that could be an advice from Spirit. Remember I said, if this is a situation that might be serious, that you might just want to keep an eye on, because this alignment could literally be Spirit saying, don't do anything yet. Don't do anything just yet. Just be aware of it. Keep it in your mind. Keep it in your vision. So there could be a serious situation that you just need to stay aware of and just keep an eye on it. Okay, I feel like I've seen that for you in recent weeks as well. But again, I get the energy of attracting attention. There could be a lot of people, a lot of situations popping up. Let's keep moving. Let's see what the Knight of Cups has. I'm not saying like don't trust people that come your way. Just it's telling me that either something is being observed from afar or needs to be. So you take that however it fits your situation. Let's go in on the Knight of Cups. What's the Knight of Cups here? Okay. Okay. This feels good to me. The Seven of Wands is very similar to that Ten of Wands energy we saw in the beginning. And yes, this could represent somebody who is very much emotionally back and forth, where it's like, I feel two ways about something. It's like, I feel good about it, then I don't. And then I feel terrible about it, then I feel good about it. It's someone that is of two minds, right? This is conflicting emotions. So in this time, watch out for feelings like that. Now, if we are talking about a conversation or talk, it can be a little volatile. Like when I see the Knight of Cups with the Seven of Wands, it's very pushy. It could be explosive as well. So watch out for the talks that go a little wild, go a little crazy when I see this energy here in the center. But at the same time, I feel like it's something that can be fixed. It's like if this person would put energy into it, they could make it happen, if that makes sense. So whether that's a situation you're dealing with or somebody else, it's like if you put the proper energy into it, you can make it work or you can make it happen. Okay, so again, I'm not sure how that affects everyone's situations, but at the same time, the energy does feel a little bit pushy, and I know that's not a vibe you want to have with a Sagittarius, right? If you get too pushy with a Sag, you're going to hear it. Okay, so just watch out for the communication in that sense. Now, the Seven of Wands, yeah, it can be combative, but at the same time, it's determined to keep pushing. So I feel like there is something, whether it is a situation, person, work-related, you name it, where it's like if you take the proper course of action, if you keep pushing, you will get the result you want. Okay, so that's nice. That's nice. Let's keep moving. Let's see what the Six of Cups has. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So what's going on here with the Six of Cups for my Saggies, please? What is happening? Oh, come on. The deck is being very specific on this one for some reason. Okay. All right. So this does feel really nice to me on the back end. This is a beautiful end result. So even though we have a lot of tension in the early part of the spread, the back end is really nice. Now, for some of you, you might need to go out and cut loose a little bit, have a little bit of fun, especially if life's been a little too serious or you've been dealing with some serious things. When I see the Six of Cups, Three of Cups, it's like, listen, catch up, have some fun, reach out to that person. I do still feel with all the people, like you're pulling people in to you, whether you realize it or you don't. So it's like, all right, here they all come. You wanted it, here they come. Because with the Page of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Two of Cups, now the Three of Cups, it's just like people. So that could be a good thing for some of you, but if you're more of a quiet, private type of individual, this energy could overwhelm. So I feel like that's something you need to watch out for. But when I see the Six of Cups, Three of Cups, this is beautiful. This is a really good ending to the reading itself, where we have all this tension here on the front end, but on the back end, it's like, no, we're having a good time now. Okay, so again, whether that's advice from spirit or that's how something's going to turn out, where it's like, okay, I'm good now. That was a little rough. That kind of sucked, but I'm good now. That's just how it feels to me. The Three of Cups sometimes can represent third-party things, but remember, it didn't show up in reverse. So I'm not thinking it's like any messy group dynamics with what I'm seeing here. To me, it's more about just enjoying yourself or cutting loose a little bit or getting that positive result. So let's go through and do a quick recap here, Saggy. Then we'll get into the shadow card. So interesting mixture of vibes and energy this week. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Page of Swords with the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. And to me, it did feel like someone like keeping tabs on something from a distance. So whether it's you keeping tabs on someone keeping tabs on you, it's like, I'm not putting a lot of energy in, I'm not putting a lot of effort into something, but I'm damn sure keeping an eye on it. It's like giving me that kind of energy. For a small portion of you, there could be a serious situation or a situation in general where you need to stay on top of it, or at least keep an eye on it, where it's like, okay, even if you're not doing anything yet, you need it in your awareness, so pay attention. Moving to the center, we have the Knight of Cups with the 7 of Wands in the upright. Now, there could be something where if you took the proper action, or if you took action at all, you're going to get the positive result that you want, where it's like, okay, well, if you want it, make it happen. If you want it, put that energy out there. I did also say watch out for certain types of communications, because this does feel fiery. It does feel a little pushy. So watch out for pushy individuals, or even the explosive talks and stuff like that, where it just gets a little too much. And there is a potential for being overwhelmed with this week's energy. On the back end, we have the 6 of Cups with the 3 of Cups in the upright, needing to cut loose. So all this tense energy, you need a way to blow off the steam for a good chunk of Saggy. So make sure you have some time for fun and leisure activities, stuff like that, because that's what that screams to me on the back end. It's like, you need to have a good time, you need to have some sort of fun, so break up the monotony, which feels good to me. But again, all the people. So I feel for most Saggies, you're probably going to be a people magnet in this time, whether it's people you want to see or people you don't. It's like people coming your way. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. It can be a good thing. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going. What do we got for Saggy, please? What is in the shadows for my good friends? Quick, nice and quick. Okay. 3 of Pentacles, so people again, right? So remember I said with the 3 of Cups, all threes represent communal groups or groups of people, and the 3 of Pentacles is very similar. Now, for a portion of you, this can represent work, money, how you earn a living, things like that, co-workers and such, but it just builds onto this theme and this feeling I've been getting since the beginning with the Court cards and the 6 of Cups, now the 3 of Cups, now the 3 of Pentacles. It's like people magnet. So that energy is true. So if that is something you're wanting, I feel like you could take advantage of it while you can. Now, the 3 of Pentacles is a card of teamwork, and I feel like on the shadow sense of it, this can sometimes represent someone that's feeling like they don't have assistance, they don't have help, or they're doing something alone. So in this time, if you are dealing with anything where you feel like you could use a helping hand or you could use some advice, don't be afraid to ask for it when this card shows up. It's like, all right, 2 heads is better than 1. So if you need assistance, ask for it. That's just the main thing I'm picking up here, aside from the overwhelming amount of people. So we're going to put that down right there, Saggy. That's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the February subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out the availability and my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com, so we could get a little forecast for the next few weeks for you. But for the February subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments if you could snap your fingers right now and wish for something, what would it be? It could be anything except more wishes. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.